Welcome back to Sako and the Moon Horror Podcast, where, sometimes we review movies, and we're going to review.
I saw the
What
TV glow.
I saw the TV glow. So,
Which has
uh,
really been a long time since TV's glowed. Glowed? Glued. Glowed?
glowed. Glowed
I don't like
is
it.
the proper
I don't like it.
conjugation.
I haven't seen a TV glued in a long time. Back in my day, TV's glued all the time.
Yes, indeed. Okay, so we do this thing where we review using a particular method
Full stars.
for a star system. We have theme, we talk about the production, we talk about the writing, and we talk about the characterization. I eventually I might mix those, so
That's
the
not even
show
the original.
ends on a
It's
more
fine.
dynamic thing.
It's not even it's not even the original order we had it all in.
No, it's not.
So it's perfectly fine. It's perfectly fine.
Oh,
We can
okay.
change it. Yeah, we want to. This is our show. We can do what we want.
Mm-hmm.
That's right.
Yeah.
Suckers.
All right. So I kind of want to get your initial uh, opinion right out of the gate. What
Of
did
the
you
movie.
think? What did you think of the movie?
This movie was weird.
Yes, it was.
Fun fact. Last Friday, we had our guest, MJ Huntsgood, which if you haven't seen that episode, you really should go back and watch that one. That was our
Yeah,
season
it's really fun.
She's an absolute delight. And sadly, she's not feeling well. So hopefully, MJ, you're feeling better. And we'll get you back on the show sometime soon to review some other movie.
Yeah.
Because why not?
Because why not?
Because it's our show. We do what we want. But she had suggested this movie like a week after I had just saw it on the menu on Tubi, because it's on Tubi, because of course it is. And I just watched it. So I was like, I get to watch this again, which I really felt like I needed to do. Because this movie was weird. And if you watch it once and you don't like it, I encourage you to watch it twice.
Yeah, this is the second time I've watched it, and I noticed a lot more.
This movie is weird, man. It's the way the story is. Okay, so as people who study film or study screenwriting know that movies are kind of told in two parts. You have something that starts off in the beginning of the movie, leads you kind of halfway through. Something happens around the midpoint and it shifts things, and you have like a separate mission or like a second part of the first mission. Things shift and change. And boy, did it. Boy, did it. But here's the thing, and I know I've said this before, horror movies should always be watched twice. A good horror movie will make more sense the second time. A bad one will stand out more the second time.
Mm-hmm.
And there's something in watching it, hearing how Maddie describes what feels like her delusion around that midpoint, and then watching the movie again and watching how the movie is set up. And it tells you everything you needed to know, which is solidified at the conclusion. But after hearing what Maddie says around the midpoint, you already knew. So now there's a thing about telegraphing the ending, but at the same time, in a movie like this, that makes perfect sense. And I'm telling you, like, you have to watch this movie at least twice. You cannot go, well, I saw it once. You got to see it twice. You will have a different opinion after the first time and after the second time. This is a must. With other movies, it's a suggestion. This movie is a must.
You think so?
I do. Now, I think it's a good standing rule for me that horror movies should be watched twice. Mm-hmm. Because once you've seen how the movie concludes, you should be able to go back and see the pieces being put into place along the way. A good movie will have that in there. The thought in that production will be laid out ahead of time. In this movie is a requirement. Watching it twice is required.
Yeah. Okay. So within each category, we have three
Little
like
subsections,
subcategories
little
that
guides.
get the conversation going, you know. But let's start with the theme.
I am okay. I'm not 100% sure this movie has one. I said this a couple of times, so I really mean it here. Our little subsections are message, tone, mood, and backstory. Sako kind of holds on to backstory and saves it for trivia. We really should just change it to trivia.
Yeah, we
Um,
should.
you know what? We're going to do that officially starting right now
Oh, okay.
because we can, because that's what we're going to do. But first, message and tone. The tone is 90s, and it's that 90s kind of light dark, where it's dark in a light and fluffy way. Kind of like, and this is probably a bad comparison, but the, what is that song of Pump Up Kicks?
Oh, sure.
Pump Up Kicks, really fun song. It's one of those songs that everyone loves to sing. All the little kids with the pump up kicks, and they're like, "Oh, it's about school shootings."
Hmm.
Ha! Yeah. Oh, and I'm so sorry if you're just now finding out that that song's about school shootings.
Yeah.
Because back in the 60s, 70s, and 80s, those songs were a lot about sex. And us young kids were just singing them all day. No second thought. We shouldn't have been. And this is in the same realm of songs that you really shouldn't sing as bubbly and peppy as you do, but you do. In the 90s were kind of like that. And that's what I feel about the tone of this.
When they made it to the Kids Bop, like songs about sex on the Kids Bop
They did.
CDs.
They changed some of the lyrics, which if
Yes,
you have
they
to
did.
change lyrics, side note, if you have to change the lyrics to a song to put it on Kids Bop, don't put it on Kids Bop because it's not a kid's song. All you're going to do is encourage these kids to hear the original version, and you're going to regret that.
Yeah.
Like there should be no Kids Bop version of WAP. Like you can't turn WAP into weird ass parents. You can't do that, okay?
No.
That is not what WAP stands for. And if you need me to tell you, just go to bed. Just cut the video and go to bed. Like before you go, but just go to bed. Have your Metamucil, put it in your coffee, and go to bed.
Have your Metamucil. Okay, so the
I can't
message.
lie about it because now we're at that age where fiber is important. But
I think the message was get a grip.
which is wild because I feel like she lost her grip the whole movie.
Yeah.
Reality isn't. There's no solid message in this reality that fits this movie. Not one I can decipher. Yeah, I just can't. I can't. I don't know. My brain's not formulating a good, solid.
The internet in general seems to think the same thing. They're like on Reddit, like they were like, "What the hell was the message of this movie?" And they they don't know.
All I know is that like the best you can get out of this whole movie is that Billy Corgan is God. I know
Yeah.
that seems like a stretch, but those who've seen the movies, who grew up in the '90s, and remembers Melancholy and the Infinite Sadness, and you see Mr. Melancholy, did he look like the Man in the Moon from the video of Tonight Tonight, which they
Yeah.
did play a cover of Tonight Tonight in the course of this movie?
Yes,
Uh,
they did.
and yeah, so it's like if Mr. Melancholy is running this shit, Billy Corgan is God. I don't know what to tell you. Like that's the only thing I
He
can get out.
is an excellent score musician.
Who, Corgan?
Yeah.
I don't think he had anything to do with this movie, but he did at least. There was a cover because I feel like if Corgan was in this movie or associated with it,
No,
it wouldn't have been a
no,
cover. It would have
no.
it wouldn't have been a cover up tonight. It was a good cover though.
Did you know he also did the score to Stigmata?
Mm-mm.
Yeah.
That
Yeah,
checks
he
out though.
wrote all of that
That checks out.
and then
I,
picked out the extra songs.
I,
Yeah.
I Stigmata is one of those movies I have a hard time staying awake to.
Oh, really?
And it's not like it's a bad movie. The movie, for that, what I can remember of it, is pretty decent. I
Mm-hmm.
just can't stay awake to save my life. I digress. But yeah, that's
Yeah.
the best. The best message I can get out of this movie is Billy Corgan must be God.
Oh, okay.
He created Mr. Melancholy. There is infinite sadness, at least in the end. Homie
Mm,
seems infinitely sad. Owen seems infinitely sad. Um,
yes.
now this whole thing is just a Smashing Pumpkins allegory. Like, I don't even know.
The whole thing was a Buffy the Vampire allegory.
You think so?
I, oh yeah. The pink, the pink,
Opaque.
opaque. Yes, thank you.
I
That
had to
that
write that in big.
word for some
I had to
reason I
put that
keep
in big letters on the top of my notes so I didn't forget it.
opaque.
It's the name of the TV show that they're watching, The Pink Opaque.
Yes. Which was the cheesy Are You Afraid of the Dark, Buffy the Vampire Slayer knockoff.
I feel like definitely more of the show itself. If the show itself is Buffy the Vampire Slayer, if that's what you're saying, yes, then I see that 100%. Um, I feel like
Right down to the bringing back from the dead portion. Like that. Sorry, spoiler.
this whole thing, we have spoilers for that. If you're new
There
here,
we go.
you should have spoilers.
You should know by now.
This movie is so weird. I can't wait till we get to the writing part where I get to tell the story of the movie. I don't know how I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna figure it out though. I'm gonna try
Yeah.
to in under 90 seconds. We'll figure it out.
Oh, Jenny Noble. Hi.
Hello,
babe.
Jenny.
We're gonna fumble our way through this review.
I feel like with this movie is the only way to do it. I really do wish MJ was here. She had some extra stuff she wanted to throw in.
She did.
And I'm gonna save it for when we officially go into production because it has to do with A24 production. So I'll give my note on the subject, and then we'll carry on.
Okay.
Do you have any trivia about this movie to before we close this section out?
The tone and the mood I thought was dark with TV static and canned laughing. I think that was,
For what the movie was, I feel like that's exactly what it should have been.
that was the tone and the mood for sure. The trivia: the font used in the credits for the Pink Opaque was the same font for Buffy the Vampire Slayer.
I don't even know attention to the Pink Opaque.
The Canadian dancer and choreographer Emma Portner plays 4 different roles in the film, 3 of them being villains in the Pink Opaque. She played Marco, the evil clown, and Mr. Melancholy. The only non-Pink Opaque character she plays is Amanda, Maddie's friend who originally began watching the Pink Opaque with her until they stopped being friends.
Which is not funny, but totally funny because that's
Totally
such a high
funny.
school, such a high school way of doing things. It's
Mhm.
like I haven't talked to her. We're not friends, but we haven't talked to her in a year because she told people to try to touch her tit.
She
That
was
was that was
that was the most teen moment. The that was the most teen moment, I
it
think,
really was. It
in the
was
whole thing.
such a teenage girl thing to say.
Yeah. Season 6, episode 1 of the Pink Opaque is supposed to include the girls being brought back from the Midnight Realm and climbing their way out of their graves. Season 6, episode 1 of Buffy the Vampire Slayer is about Buffy's friends bringing her back to life and her climbing her way out of her grave.
Ah. Oh, so that's around the Faith time. I loved Faith.
Mm-hmm.
For those weirdos who didn't watch Buffy the Vampire Slayer, the Slayer exists, like she's born a Slayer and she lives until the Slayer dies. When the Slayer dies, someone else becomes the Slayer and they get like powers. It's more like abilities. It's less powers, more abilities.
And more like abilities, yeah.
So at some point in time, Buffy is killed. Uh, Obviously around season 5. And then a new Slayer arises. That's Faith, played by Elijah Dushku. And then they bring Buffy back, but Faith doesn't lose her powers. So now we've got two Slayers, and now they're just kind of competing with each other because
Yeah.
one was the Slayer, now one's the new Slayer, and the previous Slayer comes back. It's just like, I don't know what you would tell you because I was the Slayer. She's like, well, I don't know what to tell you because I am the Slayer. So the fuck you want? She had an attitude. I loved it. I could tell then that I was really into Faith that I was going to be in trouble when it came to my taste in women.
Yeah.
Yeah. In the 90s, we were so off base. In the 90s, whichever character you were into in Buffy the Vampire Slayer pretty much dictated the rest of your life. And it wasn't wrong. Wasn't wrong. Wasn't wrong.
I suppose so. Everybody had a character
Everyone,
that
yeah,
they commiserated with or wanted to date in some capacity.
yeah. Anyhow,
Well,
we got anything else?
so
Yeah, this review is everywhere. It's gonna be everywhere.
I like my women crazy too mood.
Jenny understands. She
Yeah.
gets me.
She gets you. Okay, so does it get a star for the concept?
This is where I go. This is where I'm weird because I'm trying to figure it out. I feel like they did exactly as they were trying to do.
Oh yeah, sure.
So if that's been kind of my golden standard is for whatever they're trying to do, did they achieve it? And I think they did.
I hear a but.
But it's just weird, man. But weird is not a disqualifier. So yeah, I can give it a star.
It gets weirder as the movie goes on.
Fuck yeah, it does. I can give it a star from my end. Sure.
Sure, I'll give it a star.
Why? Okay, sure. Why not?
Sure, whatever. Production.
So let me just start this section off by saying MJ Huntsgood wanted to talk about, she said this in our email thread after the show on Friday. She wanted to discuss some of the news about A24, which is the production studio that produced this movie. They're now partnering with someone to have work to do AI tools for their movies. And I don't know exactly where MJ was going to sit on this topic. I can't think of it being any good. As she shared in our episode on Friday, you really should go back and watch that. She lost a job to AI as a biologist, which is wild. I am so scared. Ooh. Anyhow,
Mm-hmm.
A24 is one of those studios where it's like there's a new movie coming out from A24, and then you just go ahead and buy your tickets for it. Because at this point, there's a lot of people, myself being one of them, that just loves almost everything that's come out of A24. They're quirky, they're weird. Um, Hereditary, I think, came out of A24. Uh,
Mm.
Midsommar came out of A24. Um, I think The Back Rooms came out of A24. I saw the TV Glow came from A24. There's a lot of quirky, weird, just Talk to Me. Talk to Me was purchased
Talk
by
to me. Yeah.
um so there's a lot of A24 films uh that are just in their own realm, and someone who loves unique stories, something that's not just copy paste change names of the movies we've been seeing for the last 30, 40 years. A24 is a place to go. So it's kind of wild that of all the studios to partner with an AI company for AI tools for their movies, it's wild that it's A24. I mean, I can see where some would say that you could produce movies cheaper, or because some of these movies from A24 are purchased from other filmmakers. So, like, Talk to Me, where there's a smaller group of people who got together and did a movie, and then A24 bought it, and I think they redid it, uh, with a greater production value and a budget and
Yeah.
such. Um, Good movie, by the way. Talk to Me is a good movie.
It is.
But I don't know what I don't know what the plan is, and I can't immediately say I'm going to like it.
Yeah.
So there's I know she wanted to bring it up, and I completely welcome MJ to come back to Sako on the Moon, and if you want to just rant about AI and A24, we'll listen. Um, but I don't know. I don't know how that will impact their production. I don't know what that will mean for their future movies. I guess we're gonna have to see what all this translates into. There is a lot of people who just will not. One, there's a lot of people who will not watch anything that comes from A24 if AI has their hands on it.
Yeah.
And there's also another group of people who don't give a damn because they just watch movies for the story and they don't care about nothing in the production. And both of their dollars are green. So it's like,
Yeah.
what do you do?
Yeah. So within production, we talk about the art direction, the makeup and props, and the cinematography. So art direction, I've
Dark and
done
pink.
dark and pink and projections and uh lots of projections.
Well, consider that when we start off, it's 1996. It's 96 in the beginning of this movie. Um, that's indicative because one of the first things that Owen does as a kid, he's voting. That's what they're doing in the school. They're voting. And when you look at this, the dialogue from his mother was, "We have to vote for the saxophone man again," which means you voted for him once before, you're going to vote for him a second time. This is again. He ran in '92. This is Bill Clinton. He played saxophone. If you ever watch Animaniacs, that's Bill Clinton because Bill Clinton plays the sax. He did it on Arsenio Hall. That's what he was known for in the early part of his presidency.
Yeah.
Um, so to vote for him again would have been him going up for re-election in '96 against Bob Dole, and Bob Dole's name is on that little board.
That on the board, yeah.
Yeah. So this is 96. So the technology used in 96, lots of projectors, lots of tube televisions. This is the tech of the time. So it makes a
Yep,
lot of sense.
it
But all the
certainly does.
all the sidewalk chalk and
Lots of sidewalk chalk.
the art on the street, which again, if you watch the movie a second time, feels like it's something different. It feels like it's like something bleeding through, um, or is there something otherworldly? Something seems off about the sidewalk chalk, um, including near the end when Owen is walking after having not gone with Maddie. This will make more sense in a few minutes. Just stick with us. Um, and on the sidewalk says, "There is still time."
Hmm.
And that in particular stood out. But the sidewalk chalk is very colorful against this kind of muted blue. Uh,
Pink sidewalk chalk.
yeah. Well, I mean,
Yeah.
some of the overall like color grading seems like has like this sort of muted blue greenish hue to it, and the pink
Hmm.
really pops against that.
Yeah.
So I do love the art direction, particularly in just the color grading. Everything else was just very 90s, including that
But that was kind of the
VHS.
point, right?
Yeah, yeah,
So
because it was the 90s.
35 millimeter for the pink opaque,
Yeah.
and certain scenes of the main story,
Mhm.
like, yeah, yeah, very 1996. Yes.
The wardrobe matched. Um, he looked like a kid dressed in 96. I
Hmm.
remember that kid dressed like that in 96. That was me in 96. I had a lot more hair back in 96.
Yeah, as did I. Yeah, yeah.
I was 13. I was 13 in 96.
I think I was too.
No, you're a couple years older than me.
Sixth grade, maybe?
When were you born? 81?
82.
82?
82.
You got me about a year then. So you've been like a year older.
Hmm. I was
It's crazy.
class of 2000.
So your birthday, yeah, and your birthday's earlier in the year. So my birthday's later in the year, but the following year. So I'm a year
Smack
younger.
dab towards the end.
So I was held back from starting. So I was class 2002. Deadlines, ladies and gentlemen, deadlines. If your birthday, in most places, if your birthday is like after a certain date, you have to be like 5 by a certain date, or you have to wait till the next year. It's weird.
Hmm.
Schools, man. Anyhow, but no, everything seemed to line up with the times as things progressed, and
Yes.
that's what you look for when a movie starts and it's a period piece. I guess you could technically call it.
I guess you could.
I mean, it jumps through a lot of timelines. There's a lot of time jumping,
There's a
uh,
lot of time jumping.
which again, upon a second watch, makes more sense. Um, but there's a lot of time jumping, and things line up, things match. So yeah, I enjoyed the production.
Uh, Art direction, I thought, was very pretty. It was very nice to look at.
Yeah,
Makeup and props, I guess they had the TV and static effects, I suppose, which were pretty well done.
and necessary for the story being told.
Yeah.
Because there's a lot of this that we watch on either a 90s, and by 90s I mean 80s, because let's be honest, those mid 90s we didn't buy a lot of new TVs. We had the same TV we had back in 88. um, so the late 80s, early 90s tube TVs, um, that's how we were seeing it. Then there's a period of time where our main character Owen is watching the show on VHS tape. Which,
Hmm.
side note, tube televisions, because of the tubes inside them, it's why we called it the boob tube, and why YouTube is called YouTube. It's the tube
Yes,
in YouTube, which
it's
is
the
where you're
tube
watching
in
the show.
YouTube. Yeah.
Tube comes from because it was we there was these tubes. I'm not going to. You're on YouTube. You can find a video to explain old televisions and how they work. You don't need me for that.
Yeah.
But that's where the name comes from. It comes from tube televisions. See, education.
Education.
That's what we do
Indeed.
here. That's what we do here.
Okay, so star for production? Question marks. I mean,
I have zero complaints.
I have zero complaints about the production.
It's a.
I am concerned about the AI use.
I don't think there was any AI usage in this one. The deal with, I want to say it's Claude, but I'm not really sure who the AI company is. That's a newer thing. This movie's been out for a couple years,
Mm,
so uh, no worry of the AI usage here. I don't suspect, but um, it's the future works from A24 that worries me.
uh, le- I guess so under writing we talk
I'm trying
about
to figure out why you did that
plot
pose.
and pacing. Yes. Um
So
Dialogue. Uh
hold on. I
Math.
gotta tell this. I have to tell the story. This is where I tell the story about what this whole movie was about.
Oh, sure. Go ahead and tell your story.
This is not my story. It's the story of the Pink Opaque. Um, so movie starts. We meet Owen. Owen meets Maddie. Maddie's 2 years older than Owen. And while at their school, because the school is being used for voting in the general election, so it's winter, it's November, um, she is reading this book about this TV show called The Pink Opaque. That is the name of the show. The show is about these two girls who have a psychic bond and they have to beat um, Mr. Melancholy and his two henchmen, Marco and Polo. And every week there's a new big bad. There's like a monster of the week. Think Power Rangers, but there's only two of them. And they don't transform, they don't have Zords, but it's just the two people who somehow have to defeat the monster of the week. Somehow, some way. Um, he really wants to watch this show, but he can't. He's not allowed to stay up past 10 o'clock. This is a girls' show that comes up at least once more.
That comes
And
up a couple of times. Hey, isn't that a girl's show? And
yeah, his father says that to him at some point, but that's a little bit later on. In order to watch this show, he has to sneak out and go to Maddie's house. So he lies about going to see his friend Johnny, and then when his mom drives away, he runs over to Maddie's house, which apparently is really far because it was bright daylight when he's sitting on that porch and he runs off, and it is dark as fuck by the time he gets to Maddie's house.
yep.
So I don't know how far home he is walking, but apparently it's a long time, or no one took that consideration when doing the scene. One of the
Indeed. Indeed.
long and short of it, he gets into the show and he's watching it with Maddie very often because he can't watch it at home. Maddie starts to record the show for him on VHS tapes. He saves them, he savors them. One day, you kind of get the idea that things aren't great at Maddie's house.
Yeah.
And things aren't fantastic at Owen's, but they're a little bit better than they are at Maddie's. Owen's dealing with some stuff. His dad seems strict, we'll say that. And his mom eventually comes down with cancer. She'll die from it later. Maddie's stepfather seems to be abusive, and she's kind of tired of dealing with the abuse. Also, she is very obsessed with this show. Awkwardly obsessed with this show. She decides she's going to run away, and she does. No one hears from her. Owen had heard from her once. She sends one video to him in the mail after disappearing. But 8 years pass before she sees him ever again. 8 years pass, which is 2 years. So we're 2 years past the opening of the movie, plus another 8 years. We're now 10 years deep. Out of nowhere, Maddie just shows up at the grocery store. And she's like, I gotta talk to you, my dude. And he's like, where have you been? And
For like
she's
a
like,
decade, for like
yeah,
8 years.
you've been gone for
Yeah.
like 8 years. Where the fuck were you? And she's like, okay, before I tell you, I gotta ask. When you remember watching the Pink Opaque, did it seem weird to you? Like time was not quite right? Like it moved wrong? He's like, nah. Where were you? She's like, I was in the show. I was in the Pink Opaque. That's where I've been the last 8 years. Keep this in your pocket. She's like, I gotta go back, and you should really come back with me because we're from the Pink Opaque. We are the Pink Opaque. We need to go and defeat Mr. Melancholy. We're in the Midnight Realm. And he's like, okay, chick, listen. No. And he spears her and then runs.
Yeah.
He literally tackles her on a football field and dips. He never sees Maddie again. We've jumped forward 20 years. We're now 30 years from the little boy voting for Bill Clinton. And at this point, his father's passed, his mother's passed. He's still in the house. He's got a family of his own. He works at a fun center. Think Mousetrap, but not lame as fuck. No weird psychic teleporting Mickey Mouse. But that's the place where he works. He works at a fun center, like Chuck E. Cheese. And one day, during a birthday party, he just flips the fuck out and starts yelling. And everyone freezes in a very awkward way. He runs out, sits in the bathroom, cuts his chest open, opens it up, and it's all this staticky light stuff from like the TV show. He realizes that he is in the TV show, and his heart's been cut out, and he's actually dying buried in a hole. Again, none of this makes sense unless you kind of have to watch the movie for that to really make sense. Otherwise, I'll be here a really long time. My notes were 2 pages long, and they were very broad notes. Very broad notes. And it's still 2 pages worth. You really need to watch the movie for anything that makes sense. Long and short, he realizes, oh shit, Maddie was right. We are in the Midnight Realm. We were the Pink Opaque, but now Maddie's gone and I'm not. So now what? And that's how the movie ends. You would think in a superhero movie that one of the things he'd find a way out and then they'd beat Mr. Melancholy. No.
Yo.
He just realizes, ah shit, I fucked up. I was wrong. Manny was right. And this is when we see on the street there is still time. And you assume now that you've seen all this, this was Maddie somehow sending a message to Owen saying, you can still help. But he just walks right past it.
Yep.
And the movie ends.
And the movie ends. End of movie. Thank you, drive-through.
Yeah, that's it. So, with that being the basic plot points, Sako, what did you think about the plot of this movie?
I thought it was painfully slow. Dare I say that I don't think I would put it in the horror section of the store. You know, like...
That's curious.
Maybe as a drama, but not as a horror flick.
I don't know what category. I see why you wouldn't put it with horror. Nothing horrific.
Tubi called it horror.
I always thought it was a horror movie, even though it took me a long time
I
to watch it.
thought it was supposed to be a horror movie, and
I think it's a different kind of horror. I think this is a. I don't want to
it's
call it
supposed to be a
psychological horror.
psychological horror.
I don't
Yeah,
want to call it psychological horror. It is a mind fuck at some point, though.
yeah,
But again, it's one of those retrospective mind fucks. Like the mind fuck doesn't happen while you're watching it. The mind fuck happens when you're
in the
thinking about it at the
aftermath.
end. And I think that's where it goes. We should have
I
asked.
finished it this morning, and yes, I sat with it for a good 2 hours. After watching it and trying to figure out how I feel about it.
Exactly. It's like there is no immediate answer with how you feel about it. This is why I said your opinion might change the first and second time you watch it, and literally every subsequent time you watch that movie afterwards.
That moment where at the end, near the end, when he's rewatching the final episode or rewatching the pilot, or I forget.
It was the finale. It was the final
Yeah,
episode.
with the ice cream man. It
Are you talking about the episode where he watches
that
on VHS
that
tape and
kind of
gets his head tape?
familiarity, that nostalgia that you feel, like She-Ra, or Are You Afraid of the Dark, or
Yeah.
any of those
Which
90s
which
shows.
viewing are you talking about? Are you talking about the viewing when he watches it on the VHS tape, the finale, or when he
Mhm.
realizes that it's streaming and he watches the episode
Oh
finale?
no, when it's streaming.
Okay,
When
so
he
these are two different moments. So there's the
those
moment
are
where
two different
he
moments. Yeah.
realizes he's like, because there's a message that when she sees her around the midpoint, she comes back after the grocery store, and they talk in the bar. He goes back and watches the episode. She's like, "You need to go back and watch this episode. It'll make more sense." And he ends up with his head in the TV, which is a whole wild thing in its own right. He completely freaks out. Uh, but then there's a part where he kind of ignores that, moves on, rewatches it while it's streaming, and
So
and now
disenfranchised.
and now that episode with the ice cream man, which we kind of see a glimpse of early on, it was like his first episode he watched was with the ice cream man. So he rewatches that episode, and it's not the same. It's nowhere close to the same, which I think has everything to do with sugarcoating the Midnight Realm, and now, with ice cream, and
Yeah.
kind of hiding that now that he's kind of in on it, and Maddie's gone back in and come back out.
They kind of foretold the ice cream thing by the credits for the pink opaque, and it's got two dudes like sitting on the curb, and he's like, "Why don't they sell ice cream in the winter?"
Yeah, that was the opening of that episode, I think.
It was.
Yeah,
And then that was the episode
later on, yeah.
later on.
It's wild, and it doesn't seem to make any sense with what the show was about, as Maddie describes it, because she likes one character because of her knowledge on demonology and her the mythology is so complicated for kids that are too young. And Maddie was just one of. You remember back in the day when there was like one TV show and you had that one kid that just knew everything about that one TV show?
Mm-hmm.
I did. I'm gonna call her out too. Her name was Kristen, and she knew everything there was to know about Sailor Moon.
I know
to
quite a
the
bit
point,
about Sailor Moon.
to the point where she knew all their names in Japanese. She knew their birthdays. And she told me that I share a birthday. Fun fact, ladies and gentlemen, I share a birthday with Sailor Venus. I share I share a birthday with her younger sister and Sailor Venus.
Huh.
Shout out to Whitney, to Courtney and Kristen, um, because Jesus wept. Why not? But yeah,
Sure.
like Kristen was that girl who knew in high school who knew everything there was to know about Sailor Moon. If you had a Sailor Moon question, the only person you would ask would be Kristen. That was Maddie.
Mm,
Maddie was that person, but for the pink opaque.
yeah.
She watched all the episodes, studied the guides. She knew all the things about the pink opaque, and was awkwardly obsessed with it.
Hmm.
Which we now figure out. Well, we come to the assumption she was one half of the actual pink opaque because this all was a simulation, essentially. I don't know. I don't know. Yeah, that's
It,
what I got.
it's like shades of Matrix and the, this is the real world and this is the fantasy world and um
More so, which one's the real world and which one's the fantasy world. It's like
yes.
you watch it and you're like, that's TV, that's fantasy. This is reality because it is. But then when Maddie comes back and she starts talking about how time didn't seem to flow right, and she goes, "Does time ever seem to not flow right?" And we realize we went from the beginning to 2 years later to 8 years later to 20 years later.
Hmm.
And then she's like, "Do you ever feel like you're narrating your own life story?" And he's been doing this since the literal opening of the movie.
Yeah.
He's been narrating this movie, including a fourth wall break, several fourth wall breaks.
Yeah.
And it even wraps up at the end of the movie where it's like just falls back into what he was saying at the beginning.
Hmm.
So again, this is one of the reasons why I say that watching it twice is required, because having someone in universe narrating the story that they lived through, that's not unique. It's not unique at all. But the way Maddie describes the situation around the midpoint when she comes back, that's when you get to take that and revisit the rest of the movie you're watching. Take what Maddie says to Owen and then restart. I saw the TV glow. And you realize Owen's been doing this the entire time. All the signs that Maddie says are signs that they're truly in the midnight realm are right there. They're present. And again, that's some deep storytelling. It's not as clean and clear, but it is under control. I'm gonna get sued by whoever did that. Who was that?
Yeah, this is so I was not the only one to basically fall asleep during it the first time, right?
Mhm.
But the second time, I paid really close attention, took breaks, came back, and it it hits differently.
It does, because you
Um,
have to kind of put all these different things in order together. It's not a clean straightaway watch. You know what I mean?
and
There's a lot of thought.
anyone who has experienced uh like obsession over a 90s show.
Power
uh,
Rangers.
hmm?
Power Rangers.
It was Power Rangers for Moon, yeah. Um, it is Sailor Moon for me. I've watched a lot of Sailor Moon.
It's a good show.
Um,
It was a good cartoon, and it wasn't just for girls.
it wasn't just for girls.
Mostly,
And there were offshoots with boys like Weiss Kreutz. Weiss Cruise, whatever. Yeah.
I was
Uh,
rocking Samurai Pizza Cats after that. So
Samurai Pizza Cats. Because that was the programming. Yeah.
that was a
I
dope
love
show.
Samurai Pizza Cats.
I still love Samurai Pizza Cats. Y'all can't tell me nothing about Samurai Pizza Cats.
Oh.
If you got hate for the Samurai Pizza Cats, don't even come my way. I don't need that kind of negativity in my life.
Okay.
Such a great show.
So is there a I think it should probably get a star for the writing.
The pacing is droll, but it also needs to be for the story it's telling. It's so weird that
There
any other
were
movie with
scenes
that
that were cut. There were scenes that were cut
that's wild.
because they were considered too boring by the beta testers, by the early audiences.
Yeah, and rightfully so because you can only have done all that so far. Uh,
But it's in the on the Blu-ray. It's
and
it's one of the
I'll
deleted
have to get
scenes.
the Blu-ray to watch that. But yeah, no, there's so much structure in this writing that doesn't even seem like it's structured in the writing,
Oh, but it is.
but it is, and so it's like you can't discredit that. So yeah, I'd give it a star for that.
Okay. Characterization. So we talk about the casting, the consistency or the evolution, and the POV. Funny to me how both of the main characters uh, celebrated their 28th birthdays while they were playing the teens in the movie.
That's funny.
Isn't it?
Yeah, because and that's always been weird for me when you get like adults playing teenagers. Like I said, these people are almost 30 and they're playing 15, 17 year olds. Um, but when you kind of look back at yourself at 30 or maybe 28, maybe 25, and then see yourself at 16, there's not a whole lot of a difference. Like me at
I
16 and me at
suppose.
25 is not that much of a difference.
Oh, okay.
I feel like now I'm older. I've gotten a lot more gray. I have a lot less hair, and I've gained more weight. Um, that's what happens at 42. Um, but yeah, that part's weird. But they played their characters well enough. Um,
Yes, they did. I used to know. I dare say that I might have been Maddie in high school.
there's a lot of Maddies, and I don't see an issue with there being so many Maddies, um, because that's when you finally get a chance to learn the thing. You know what I mean? Like
Hmm.
you're now old enough to explore, find something that you like, and most parents give you a bit of a freedom to explore it.
Yep.
Um, you could say that towards the end of high school, it was less the Power Rangers and more pro wrestling
Yeah.
for me,
Ditto.
and that doesn't always go away. Says the guy who also has a wrestling podcast now. So sometimes the fandom doesn't die, um, but I think if we're talking about this because I think the portrayal of Maddie really, really works. It just fits. One, she's super obsessive. She goes a lot a bit crazy, but she's right in the end. And it's something about somebody who sounds crazy, but their convictions are solid, and that's Maddie.
And that's Maddie.
Owen's portrayal is so strange, though.
Yeah.
And watching it as it plays, it's weird, particularly looking at how his young self is portrayed.
Hmm.
He's got a lot more cool when he's a seventh grader than he
Yeah.
does at any other point in time in this movie. Um, so
Agreed.
that so that part doesn't seem to mesh with me. When we
Yeah.
meet him as a seventh grader, he has a sense of cool. He has a little bit of a swagger to him, and then he loses every drop of that. Um,
But by the time he's like 30 something. Yeah.
oh, not even that. By the time we get to the next 2 years later, when he's in ninth grade himself, like
Oh.
when he's walking through that carnival and he's with his mom, he's lost all the cool there. And I feel that in the moment, it's because his mom has a cancer diagnosis.
Right.
And she's like, "You've been a little off lately. I just want to, I didn't know if it
Make
was
sure it
me.
has nothing to do with me.
If it
And
is, we can talk about it, but I just wanted to check." But she's not mean about it. You can tell they're out to try to cheer him up because this was really hard for him to take. And he doesn't seem to recover from that at all in any way, shape or form. Uh, so that's my only issue with the characterization. Everybody else's characters are really secondary. This movie is almost entirely carried by Owen and Maddie. And again, Maddie plays that something ain't right and I'm not here for it. I'm going to keep moving until I figure it out because I have to. You know what I mean? Owen, Owen is awkward, but again, I'm not 100% sure. It's not clarified. It's insinuated that the awkwardness has to do with his mom's cancer diagnosis. She would later die, and then it was just him and his dad. His dad seemed really kind of strict, kind of had his rules and wasn't really let up on them. Uh, and then Owen just kind of grows up in that house, and he's got this show that he likes, but he's trying his best to just be a normal kid, and then a normal teen, and then like a normal young adult, and then a normal family guy. Like he's just trying to be normal, and he made this really, really important friend who kind of fucking lost it. And that's pretty much the gist of the characters. Like I said, every other character is really secondary. I made a list. Where'd my list go? And even my list isn't that drawn out. There's Owen, there's Maddie, there's Isabella, there's Isabel and Tara. Those are the two characters in the Pink Opaque. But then
right.
after that, there's Mr. Melancholy, Marco and Polo. There's Owen's dad, Owen's mom, Brenda. There's Johnny Link's mom, who we meet once. We never meet Maddie's parents. There's Amanda, that's Maddie's friend.
We hear the stepfather yelling and
Which
being.
I barely heard. If I didn't have the captions on, I wouldn't have known that he was yelling. But the captions said he was yelling.
Yes, the caption said he was yelling.
But I never really heard it. So that might be a sound thing. But other than that,
Hmm.
you do hear something in the dialogue where she is like, I don't, if, can I stay here? Yes. But you got to be gone by morning
Dawn. Yeah.
or he might break my nose again. And
Yeah.
it's that just the addition of the word again that you realize, okay, some shit's happened and this is not a good place for Maddie. So this show has become like an escape for her. And I think if you're analyzing it in the moment, that this show, she needed to escape into this show because that is something that happens with trauma, like abuse trauma. And that is Maddie in this show. And she escapes, but she also escapes because She's the pink opaque. Her and Owen. She's like, something's not right. And I realize that I'm not part of this world. I need to go. And she sounds fucking psycho.
She does.
But
And he is at that 50-50 mark,
he's
where
like,
he's like,
I don't know.
I don't know.
But then when you
Like,
go back and watch that last episode with him, and they're watching that final episode, and Mr. Melancholy is holding that snow globe, what we
mhm.
see is young Owen in the snow globe watching TV. And I don't know if that's what he sees. And he's like, well, fuck. Uh, what do I do now? But this is after he's already speared Maddie and ran off. So
Yeah.
it's like he never sees her again. I don't think he was going to repeat the same experiment that sent her out of the Midnight Realm, where she had some kid, you know, unknowingly bury her alive.
Yeah. Some burnout. Yeah.
But she just couldn't be in that universe anymore.
Yeah.
She had a job to do, but she had to do it on her own now. It was wild. It's such a wild. It's so weird. So weird.
So weird.
It's also in depth of like how really this movie heavily runs on two characters, mostly
Yeah.
Owen. Everyone else is just secondary, if that, and really annoying. Like the manager from the movie theater, fuck that guy. Just side note, just
Well, the manager at the movie theater was the manager at the fun center.
he was, yeah, I know that, but he was still a dick. Like fuck that guy.
Yeah,
Yeah,
he was a dick. Yeah.
like that's a. I feel like that was just a really unnecessary scene,
Oh, of him walking in on his
and
manager.
not even the walking in part. It's just the follow up. It's
Oh,
like, hey,
that too.
do you want me to put a good word in for you? She likes you. I can get your dick sucked if you want. That's a weird thing. That's not a conversation I'm having with people. That's not.
Mm-hmm.
It's not. And it sounded threatening. He's like, "Can you look me in the face? Can you look me in the eye?" No, I don't want to look you in the eye either. If I just walked in and saw one of my coworkers sucking you off in the manager's office, I don't want to look up at you. I'm not going to look at you in the face.
Yeah.
I'm just not.
Yeah. Yeah.
So no, don't ask me to do this right now.
So, evolution, I would call it, is his realization that he is in the midnight realm and his heart is missing. And, like when he's having the asthma attack and has the white on his lips and how dry everything is,
Yeah,
you know, uh, I felt like we've all been there.
in some way, shape, or form. Yeah,
And then the asshole manager was like, they're singing the happy birthday song, and he's like,
aggressive.
louder, faster, let's do it. And
That was the most aggressive happy birthday song I've ever heard in my life.
yeah.
Like that manager channeled his inner um, Gilbert Godfrey, and, and it was annoying. Like imagine, I want everyone who knows who Gilbert Godfrey is. Imagine him singing "Happy Birthday" to you. Like just picture that real quick. Imagine Gilbert Godfrey is singing "Happy Birthday" to you in the loudest, angriest way. Just picture that for a moment. Are you terrified? I am too. This was a kid's party. This is for children.
For
And
children.
he is just loud, just angry doing it. It's terrible. It should never be done. It should
And
never
it
be done.
has all the staff
Just clapping.
just
And you know what?
clapping and singing.
Owen loses his fucking mind in that scene.
Yeah,
And to be honest with you,
I
I
probably would
probably
have
would
too.
too.
Yeah.
Because that was a weird scene. And then everybody just freezes like a bunch of NPCs. It's wild.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that's when you're supposed to be like, ooh, Owen fucked up. He should have went with Maddie. He should have trusted Maddie.
Yep.
But shout out to the bands that played. Little weird,
Yeah.
kind of emo, but love the music.
I like them both.
I like the look of the second artist, the second singer. I like her look. Feeling like a psychic wound. Yeah, I had to remember what that was real quick in my brain. I'm like when I said feeling, I'm like, I don't remember the rest. I don't remember the rest. I don't remember the rest. But I'm in mid song. I'm in mid song. Got it. Psychic wound. I kind of want to look it all up, like listen to the soundtrack.
I kind of want to listen to the soundtrack again.
Yeah. So.
Okay. So.
I feel like this movie is as wild and out of control as this review is.
Yes. You bet.
So fuck it. 4-star. Throw another star on there.
4-star.
Because what matters in this one? We're in the midnight realm here. What does it even matter anymore?
What does it even matter anymore?
Does it even matter?
We're in the midnight realm. What about you guys? Are you in the midnight realm? Oh.
How weird was this movie for you?
How weird was this movie for you?
If you, I genuinely want to come back to the comment section of this video. I genuinely want to know what other people thought of this movie. I need to know what you all thought of this movie. I need to know because this movie is wild.
And if you haven't watched it, go watch it. It's on Tubi.
Because of course it is.
Yeah.
I'm going to get because of course it is on a t-shirt at some point.
Of course. Of course it is.
And if anyone hears Tubi saying it on their official commercials, send them to me because you're not stealing my shit. Tubi.
No, they're banking on the USA games for the World Cup right now, so that's all the Tubi. That's all the Tubi World commercials Cup, that you're getting.
That's on Tubi because of course it is.
Only some of it. Only the US.
Enough game. Of it. Enough of it is.
Yeah. Okay. So 4 stars for I Saw the TV Glow.
I don't know.
But each star was given with a shrug. In that it wasn't offensive.
Yeah, no, the movie's fine. The movie's good.
The movie's fine. It's very pretty to look at. I felt like the story dragged.
It's just so
the whole way. But if you can stomach the entire thing, like, it's kind of worth it.
Yeah, I feel like watching this movie is like the induction to a club.
Getting to the end of the movie is like the induction of a club. Yeah.
Yeah, I feel like I'm in a unique club now because I finished this movie twice. I'm just like, it's like, again, there's nothing wrong with this movie.
But there's nothing right with it either.
It's so weird, though. It's just so weird.
Not in a Forbidden Zone sort of weird, but
no,
like...
you know what? In an A24 kind of way.
In an A24 kind of way.
It's weird, like an A24 movie is weird. which again draws us back to that point. I don't know what AI is going to do for this movie.
Yeah.
And I don't know what flavor of AI we're really talking about. I'm assuming we're talking large language models. Uh,
Mm-hmm.
just check and see if they're still in there. Um,
I have a Band-Aid on my boob, so I'm checking
on
it every once in a while.
and on that note,
And on that note, we should wrap up. Absolutely. Tomorrow we are introducing Stephanie J.
E,
Uh,
it's E.
Jensen.
I have checked. It
Um,
is definitely E.
okay. Uh, we are interviewing her horror author, and I met her at Balticon, and she was like, "I'm a horror author," and I was like, "Funny you say that." and and I did that a couple of times. That's how I got MJ Huntsgood too. Was was hanging out at Balticon.
I
So
have, I have, I
pleased to
can't wait for this.
be coming and hanging out with us with Stephanie.
I have questions. I have because I read that first book of hers.
Mm-hmm.
If you have Audible, you got time. If you're within the sound of my voice and you want to prepare yourself for tomorrow's episode, um, the first book, The Dissenting House, um, Dissecting House,
Dissecting House. Yeah.
The Dissecting House. It's like less than 3 hours long.
Mm-hmm.
So
It's
it's a
a short
short read.
story.
So get it. Hell, it's still Prime days, right?
Mm-hmm.
Utilize Prime discounts and go get a whole bunch of indie author books, including Sako's, including mine. Why not? Just lean there, right there. There's that book right there,
It,
and
Copperleaf
and
Collection, don't forget.
and just get this book and listen to it. Not around your kids though.
Not
Um,
around your kids.
101. I won't tell you what that number signifies. If you want to know what the importance of 101 is, catch us tomorrow, 11
Mm-hmm.
o'clock a.m. as we interview Stephanie Jensen. It's gonna be.
It's
I'm
gonna
gonna
be a
have.
blast.
I'm gonna have a
He's
ball.
a dear. Yeah. So pleased to be joining us tomorrow at 11 a.m. Eastern. And we'll catch you on the flip.